According to two different sources, Donald Trump was so desperate to get out of actually having to go and sit down with Letitia James that he lied to a judge about security concerns, and he used the Secret Service as a shield. And that lie has now been it's blown up in his face. So let's have a little bit of fun. So this is referencing something we talked about earlier. Back on August 10th, he was deposed in the New York. There's a lot of investigations of him right now. This is the New York-based one. So Trump's legal team in advance of it asked that the interview at the AG's office be relocated to a more comfortable, convenient spot, Trump Tower. In correspondence that was filed in secret, by the way, and that's an important part of this, Trump's legal team notified state investigators that the Secret Service was opposed to transporting him to the AG's office in Manhattan's financial district. The letter cited some sort of safety concern related to having the former president at the 60-story skyscraper at 28 Liberty Street, which is located just across the street from a Trump-owned building. So somehow, that's basically a war zone. I think a Morton Joe rules there, and it's right across the street from one of my properties. So you can already start to get the idea that there wasn't much substance to this. And interestingly, the court filings regarding this were never accompanied with any official documentation, no messages from the Secret Service, almost as if it was BS, because it was. Reached on Tuesday, the Secret Service was caught by surprise by the allegations and had not been made aware of any perceived security threat or any court filings detailing them. So he lied about the Secret Service. He didn't even inform the Secret Service, which is probably a wise thing for him. He finally did a little bit of work to cover up one of his crimes. And anyway, it didn't work. He did have to go and sit down with Letitia James. Notably, he didn't participate. He refused to answer questions. He pled the fifth hundreds of times. And that was widely seen as strengthening the case against him. But, again, this is just example 37 of the party supposedly that backs the blue, loves law enforcement, law and order. Secret Service, screw them. I'll use them as a lie to cover up the fact that I don't want to sit in that office, and I won't even tell them about it, JR. Oh, JR, you're muted.
It's because my AC is on. It's crazy that everything they say they're doing, that their political opponents are doing, that they're against law and order, that they use their positions of power, they use all levers of government just to deceive you, to take your money, and then to ruin our country. It's almost like they're doing all those things. The Secret Service, Donald Trump believes, is his own personal police force that he can use to lie about whether or not he can go to then a legal proceeding about things that he's potentially been up to and investigations with law enforcement officials and people that are actually investigating your nefarious activities. But he can use them like his own personal get out of jail free card, if you would. Remember, he's talking about the Department of Justice as well, and Biden is weaponizing the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents. When we found out that Donald Trump weaponized the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents, and many times specifically off of his effing tweets. They followed his tweets.
Yep.
But everyone else is the problem.
Yeah, and somehow, apparently, lying about the Secret Service isn't illegal, I guess. Like, lying about a fake security threat is totally legal. You can just do that in actual court filings. Again, just add this to the massive pile of things that Trump can do that you would definitely be in jail for right now if you tried to do it. So very fun the way that works out. Now, why? Why do all of this? Why go to all of this trouble, knowing that it could potentially blow up in your face? Now, of course, he knows that his side isn't going to care. But imagine if Joe Biden or Hunter Biden did this or whatever, like how enraged they would be. But whatever, they don't care. So why? Well, we have a few theories. So one is from a former Trump Organization construction executive. He said, Barbara Rez, she said, he'd be sitting behind the big desk where he has the authority. That's the only thing I can think of. It's his desk with chairs all around. It puts him at a very superior position. Winston Wolkoff wrote the book Melania and Me, said that AG investigators would have found themselves surrounded by Time magazine covers with Trump's face and all kinds of keepsakes on every wall of the floor, the inner sanctum of Trump's shrine to himself. It's the newspapers and memorabilia, his photographs, things of him in his office. Even his small conference room is stacked with stuff of him. It's Hoardersville. And then you can see this picture of an absolutely massive desk covered with papers that he is seriously working on. He is doing a lot of work that involves a pen and writing on the paper, and it's very important stuff. Super, super serious. I don't know what the trophy's for. Probably an athletic endeavor, JR. I don't know.
I didn't even notice the trophy in the corner because it's just he had that made for himself to put on his desk corner. Is that a golf magazine? Met golfer, something golfer is on his desk is where at the top right. I mean the bottom
those
right corner.
Pictures of golf courses?
I think so. And there's a picture of himself firing someone on The Apprentice. Jesus, God, this is the work that Donald Trump needs to get done. And it's also apparently, is this the intimidating office that he wanted Letitia James and her team to come into to talk to him? Because I would happily walk into that office with all the information that they potentially have on him and Trump organization. Yep. And be like, yeah, so what's this trophy for? Is it the trophy you got when you defrauded all those people? Is it the trophy you got when you're taking money? Is it from Trump University? I'm not sure because there's so many things we want to talk to you about. Yep. I guess we can sift through all these documents and figure it out, Donnie. This is a position of power. I wouldn't be intimidated by this office at all. No. This guy doesn't have anything together.
And by the way, we don't know for sure that is why he wanted to do it, although that seems plausible to me. But the idea that you would think that would be intimidating, just the messiest, clutter-filled desk with pictures of lawns or whatever. It's like you know what? If they ever come for me over my dead body, they got to come in here in my inner sanctum, and they need to just be like in awe of my like maps of Game of Thrones and the Wheel of Time and maybe some fantasy miniatures I'm painting. You know, real intimidation type stuff. Like I would sit down at the desk and look around and be like, oh my God, this guy's got nothing. I am going to roll him right now. It is a position of unstrength.
Yeah, by the way, John, I've got a messy desk right over here. It's extraordinarily messy. If anybody comes into my place, I'm like, oh, let me clean up the messy desk because this is embarrassing. Instead of inviting someone in to see it, usually you clean your house before guests come by. You don't go, yeah, let's just leave it. It'll be nice. Come on.
Well, anyway, yeah. So again, normally I would end the segment by saying something like, "We'll see if he'll get in trouble for the lie." No, he's not going to. He'll be just fine.